was raised for the first part of my life by my paternal grandmother, and as she progressed in frailty, we had to have an outside caregiver. That person wasn't the nicest person to her, and I remember thinking it was so unfair that here was this beautiful, lovely woman who wasn't being given the respect she deserved. And I was just always more comfortable with the older population being raised by a grandmother, speaking Spanish to my grandmother. When I was 22, my father passed away. I was his caretaker at the end, so I was bathing him, turning him, changing his diapers, doing all that primary caregiver work, and it just made me really focus on this is what it's like to take care of my aging parent. I am what they call a long-term care specialist. So at the point where I get them 65 and over, and 65 is really young for me. So I tend to have most of my patients 85 to 95 and even older. I have multiple patients who are over 100. We're focusing on not only the quality of care, but their quality of life, spiritually, emotionally, physically, the whole picture. I focus 100% on in-facility care. I don't have my own personal clinic. I don't do hospital rounds. I work in the facility. So on any given day, I am in 2 or 3 different nursing home rehabs, taking care of patients, helping them get better. Since I don't have a freestanding clinic, I'm not locked into the 8 to 5 every 15 minutes I have an appointment. Since I don't have a hospital service, I'm not locked in. I have to round in the morning, see patients in the afternoon. I'm not locked into that. So there's a beautiful fluidity to what I do. Is if a patient needs to be seen on that day, the nursing staff or the patient's family member can call and say, I need mom or dad to be seen, and I'll work them into my schedule so they'll get seen either that day, depending on the seriousness of their case, or within the week, depending on what else is going on. If it's in a nursing home, I will see my nursing home patients at least once a month, sometimes more than that if they need me to see them more than that. I will do as many little procedures as I can in the nursing home, in the assisted living facility, if possible, so that way we can avoid an ER visit. Sending an elderly patient to the ER to get an abscess taken care of, it's very stressful on them, stressful on the caregiver. So I do as much as I can in the facility. And so I think that model eases the burden on the patient, eases the caregiver burden as well, because they don't have to load them up in the car and spend all day taking them to the doctor's office. If they're able to go home, that's always my goal, is to get them back to their independence. But if being a permanent resident of that long-term care facility is what needs to happen to keep that individual safe and comfortable, then I follow them there. Working as a geriatrician and working in nursing home care, hospice work, it's the only type of work that I would be doing. It just seems like such a natural fit for me. I've always been comfortable talking to the older individual, teaching, whether it be formally teaching residents or medical students, or teaching caregivers how to take care of their loved ones so that they have the best quality of care that they can. To me, it's the only thing I can be doing.